Hey guys, I'm Mark Scott. Thanks for watching. If this is your first time checking out a VoiceOver tip and you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button at the bottom of this video and you'll never have to miss one of these tips ever again. This week we're going to talk about vacation, and more specifically, we're going to talk about taking a working VoiceOver vacation and whether or not you should do it. After all, isn't the point of a vacation to get away from work? Well, sure it is. Let's go back to the beginning of this story. I posted some pictures on Facebook recently from a road trip that I took to Tennessee. Went down there to see the NASCAR race, which, by the way, if you ever have any opportunity to go and see the NASCAR race at Bristol, I absolutely recommend it. Amazing facility, and I'll definitely be going back. A little side note there for you. On my Facebook page, facebook.com/MarkScottVoiceover, during my road trip, I posted a couple of pictures. One from West Virginia, one from Tennessee, where in hotel rooms, I was wrapped up in blanket/pillow forts recording voiceover jobs. There was another one that I took a picture of, and that was in the back seat of a Ford Fusion from a scenic outlook on the side of the interstate in West Virginia, and I had stopped to record an audition for a client. And posting these pictures got a really great dialogue going on my Facebook page about the whole idea of taking a vacation. Is there a point when you tell your clients, no, I'm on vacation, I'm spending time with my family? It's a really great topic and one that I have personally debated for a long time as well. And what I have realized, or what I've decided, is that more than anything, it's about personal choice. It's about what works for you and your family. Now, I'm the kind of guy that loves what I do. You've probably heard that quote before. If you do something you love, you never have to work a day in your life. I'm that guy. I love doing voiceover. I love having the opportunity to record scripts. I love sitting there doing some editing. I love delivering a finished product to the client. I love seeing the way that they use that final voiceover, whether it was a web video or a commercial or an e-learning program. I love it. It doesn't feel like work to me. It's something that I really enjoy doing. Having the opportunity to be able to do it on the road is something that personally I find fascinating. You got to remember, I started doing my first voiceover jobs back in 1995. I was working in a radio studio. I had reel-to-reels, I had cart decks, CD players, a giant mixing board, and all of this equipment was required in order for me to be able to do a voiceover. Now, in 2015, I'm sitting in the back of a Ford Fusion with a laptop, a USB adapter, and a microphone, doing the exact same thing that required an entire studio worth of equipment to do a bunch of years ago. It blows my mind that I'm even able to do that the technology even exists. And my girlfriend, who was traveling with me, she thought it was great. She was sitting in the front seat. She was taking pictures of me. She was taking videos. She thought it was the funniest thing ever to see me sitting in the back of a car recording a voiceover audition. Now, something else I want to point out here is that the jobs that I were working on, I'm talking about 5 minutes out of my schedule. This is not something that was interfering with my vacation in any way. We had stopped at the scenic outlook to take some pictures, to walk around, to stretch our legs. I checked my email, saw an audition, said, "Do you mind if I record it?" She's like, "No, this is going to be great." So, sat in the back seat of the car and recorded it. Ultimately, I booked that voiceover job. Same deal, later on that night, get to the hotel room in West Virginia where we're spending the night, and I got another voiceover opportunity. By this point, it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We've done everything we were going to do for the day, so I took 10 minutes, recorded a voiceover job. The couple of jobs that I did on my vacation all said, between the jobs and the auditions, maybe took me an hour, and I ended up paying for about half of the trip from just doing those few little things that didn't interfere with my vacation in any way, shape, or form. Now, before I went on holiday, I had a conversation with a couple of friends, and they couldn't understand why I would be taking road gear with me. Now, keep in mind that these are people that have a regular Monday to Friday job. They know exactly how much money they're going to make every week because they're on a salary. They also have their 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of paid vacation every year that they know that they get. And they don't necessarily understand the life of an entrepreneur and a voice actor. If we're not working, we're not making money. And so if I have the opportunity to do a couple of quick jobs while I'm on the road and it doesn't interfere with my plans, I'm going to take those jobs all day, every day, because it's fun for me and because, hey, it's good to make a little bit of money while you're traveling on the road. The technology exists, why not use it? That said, if a client came to me and said, "Mark, I've got this 6,000-word e-learning project that I need you to do," I would say no, because that's going to interfere with my plans. To try to avoid that, some of my clients that provide me with some of those big e-learning projects, I always give them a few weeks notice, let them know, hey, I'm going to be on the road from such and such a date to such and such a date. going to have limited availability to record. In all the times that I've done that, I've never lost a job. Either they've bumped up their deadline so I can do it before I leave, or they postponed their deadline by a few days so I can work on it when I get back. So, when it comes down to it, the whole concept of taking a working voiceover vacation, what works for you? What works for your family? The technology exists that you can travel so light with just a microphone and a laptop and a USB interface. It's not going to interfere as far as taking any extra luggage with you. If you're working on quick jobs, commercials, explainer videos, corporate videos, things like that, chances are from a timeline perspective, it's not going to interfere with anything either. And if you can make enough money to pay for your trip while you're on the road, isn't it worth it? It's a question that we all have to ask ourselves, and a decision that we're all ultimately going to make for ourselves. For me, in this case, I had no regrets or qualms about doing a little bit of work while I was on the road. I had a great time, still enjoyed my adventure, made a little bit of money while I was at it. So what do you guys think? Do you take working voiceover vacations, or when you leave the studio, are you out of the studio? Do you have road gear that you travel with in certain instances but not others? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to get a dialogue going. You can share it in the comments below. Don't forget to engage with me on social media as well. Facebook.com/MarcScottVoiceover, Twitter.com/MarcScott. Check out my voiceover blog at MarcScottVoiceover.com. Like the video, share the video, and watch for a new one coming next week as well. Also, if you're looking for free voiceover advice delivered to your inbox, newsletter.MarcScottVoiceover.com.